One of the new cool things that was revealed in the new Fire Emblem Engage trailer was the fact that the player can now set up like healing tiles and work with tiles in a more unique way. Like you can set water down, which I'm assuming will combo with either ice magic for freezing debuffs or with lightning magic for AoE. So it seems like the game is finally going to start using tiles more, because like one of the things that I did feel was missing in Three Houses was tile diversity. So what is tile diversity? So most tiles are just like plain. Like this tile right here is literally plain. Like that's literally what it is. And this one is wasteland. But you can see that, this is difficult for cavalry, and this is just nothing. It's just normal. And then you have thicket, which gives you more dodge rate and defense. And then of course you have things like this, heal tile plus, so it heals you every turn. It raises defense and res for non-flyers. Gives you 30% of your health back a turn. So there's some tiles, and there definitely are maps with more tiles than others that affect your strategy. But being able to create tiles on the fly that heal or that burn and so on is definitely a strategic aspect of the game that wasn't very present in Three Houses. Now, it might be present in other Fire Emblem titles, but as far as I can tell, Three Houses, like, some gambits can create fire tiles to some degree. It usually burns, like, thicket, for example, or trees or forest. And aside from those, that's really all you get. So it's just those few. But in this game, but in Engage, we're going to have access to more tile effects. And that's definitely going to open up the tactics a lot more. Hopefully it's balanced though. I'm like, the one thing I'm worried about is when a game adds a lot of new systems, there's always the chance that these systems are like incredibly unbalanced. So I'm hoping that they don't like overdo it with the crazy effects, and that the game is balanced around a lot of these effects, because some of like the ring things look crazy, but if you get them incrementally over time and they're not that powerful, like the early ones are kind of weak and then it gets like stronger over time, that's no issue. Like that's no factor. All right, let's kill this guy. Kill this thief.
You are nothing.
He's trying to steal our money. Let's get rid of him. But I'm definitely excited to see more of the game. I'm definitely excited to cover it. This is probably the first game in a long time I've actually been excited about. I was considering playing that Marvel Midnight Suns game until I found out it's like RNG with cards, and it's stopped appealing to me immediately. Because like, I don't know, I used to play Magic the Gathering, but the card system in Midnight Suns doesn't seem like it's that cool. For me, maybe you enjoy it. All right, so Caspar will die if I put him there. That's not too bad. Who can tank? Strangely enough, I think Bernadetta can tank this. Yeah, she can barely tank this. So she's going to smack this guy, ideally. Alright, she ideally smacked him. And he got damaged for that. And maybe Dorothea comes in here, gives us a nice thunderbolt, and doesn't die herself. That seems... You gotta hit, honey. You gotta hit him. Alright, good. If you don't land that hit, you literally fucking die. So. Alright, she landed the hit. We're all good. But I'm definitely excited to see what the tile effects look like, what they do. So far what's been revealed is water, healing, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then fire. Like, so we know there's fire, so you can set some shit on fire, which is cool. Fire is cool. Damage over time, maybe it like debuffs them in some way. And then water, it's not clear what it does, so I'm kind of curious to see what water will do. If it just like slows down movement by one or something, or if it combos with lightning, or if it could be frozen. Because that's how it is in Triangle Strategy, which is a game I recently covered. And it's pretty fun. So we'll see how that goes. We probably should get some more level 2s in here. Caspar is looking like he needs some XP.
I'd rather
Alright, I'm gonna move you here. One thing I do like about the Professor is that it kind of adds like these adjacent tiles XP boost. So I do love tile interactions. I think it's something that the game really benefits from, and it adds a lot. Like getting XP boosts on a limited run, like the run I'm doing in this video. I'm not allowing monastery, auxiliary battles, paralogs, no DLC, no online, and those are the conditions. So being able to get XP boost really matters in this type of limited run. But it's also just an interesting mechanic, and I think a lot of people don't realize it's there. Or don't make use of it. Because, like, you usually don't even need it, but here's what it does. You get 20% more XP standing next to the professor in these tiles. So, pretty cool. So, for example, if I wanted to XP boost Dorothea, I can do this. And she get 20% more. I want to see if Caspar can level up, though. Or he's not going to level, so he might as well XP boost Dorothea. But that's pretty much it for this one. I just wanted to talk about the tile effects, how it could influence the game. Because this will change the way you think about battles, right? Like, you're not going to be thinking in terms of, like, okay, we have these stairs, we have this. You're going to be thinking in terms of, I can put tanks here, I could set this on fire, and then the enemies that attack me are going to be forced to stand in fire. Or, like, if you put a bunch of fire tiles and they take damage running through them, you could set choke points on fire. You could, like, put a firewall here, they run through the fire, take damage. You can put ice here, slows them down, reduces their movement. There's so many interesting things you can now do with these effects, especially if you can create temporary walls and stuff like that. That'd be crazy. Like, if you just had a team with no physical tanks and just made, like, ice walls and stuff and just nuked over the ice walls, that would be very fun. So it opens up a lot to the game and will potentially make it way more dynamic and allow for a huge variety of tactics that just didn't exist before. So that's definitely something to be excited about, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's it for this one. Just wanted to talk about the tile reveal and the implications of that. I'm also curious to see if they add, like, more baseline variation. So, like, by that I mean, instead of there just being, like, plain tiles that don't do anything, if they add a ton of tiles that affect, like, movement or that reduce. One thing I would like to see, like, they have things like Thicket that increase your avoid rate. I think it'd be interesting if they had things like Swamp that reduce your defense and your dodge rates. So that way, like, if you have units traveling through a swamp or enemies in a swamp, you can use that to debuff. I think that would be interesting, having positive and negative tiles at baseline, and being able to create things is definitely, you know, huge upside and very interesting. So definitely looking forward to the next Engage trailer. And I'm gonna continue playing, you know, Fire Emblem Three Houses until then. I'll make a few videos on Three Houses here and there, and, you know, as it builds up. Because January 20th is, you know, basically 2 months away from this point. It's like a month and 20 days, so we have some time still. So yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Fire Emblem is one of my favorite game series, if not my favorite game series. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. Also drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.